some of our local city council members. Are you excited? They're veterans. Okay, I am so happy to introduce, and he's been coming out here for many, many years, okay? He's a good friend of ours. He's a veteran. Let's introduce Council Member Bill Rosendahl. He's got a red sweater, black shoes, a hat. He's coming up.
First of all, I've asked the General to come on up and stand next to me when I give out some awards. Those of you who don't know this, I was drafted and I served my country for 2 years during the Vietnam era. I'm a 91 Gulf 20, which is a psychiatric social worker. I saw 8 or 9 Vietnam vets a day at Fort Carson, Colorado. Then I saw the commanding general, Bernard W. Rogers, and I told him we had problems at Fort Carson, Colorado. AWOLs were up, re-enlistments were down. So I told the general, you need to do this, that, and the other. Being a smart general, he asked me to work directly for him. He cut orders, so I became the special enlisted assistant to the commanding general at Fort Carson. So with 25,000 soldiers, and all of them Vietnam veterans, we ended up doing some amazing things thanks to that general's leadership. We put enlisted men in the IG shop. We put go-go girls in the EM clubs. We created a racial harmony council. We created an enlisted men's council. We let those returning veterans from Vietnam paint their barracks the colors they wanted. We gave them a boost, and you know what happened? Re-enlistments went up, AWOLs went down. We had a president named Nixon, and he heard about it. He said, what's going on at Fort Carson? So what did he do? He sent a team out there. They looked at what we did, and one of the things we did was take a reinforced platoon of construction engineers who would go out and build a bridge and blow it up. We sent them down to Crown Point, New Mexico, where they built a hospital for the Navajo Indians, and the morale shot through the roof. Because if you treat your veterans with respect and dignity, they not only give back, they give back 100-fold. And I will say today, the veterans, the Vietnam veterans, unfortunately, there are many of them who are homeless in this area here. And we need to create more housing, permanent housing with supportive services for veterans. And now, as we're over there in Iraq and Afghanistan, I opened up a transition house in one of my neighborhoods for returning guys from both Iraq and Afghanistan. At first, the community there said, oh no, not in my backyard. A year later, there was a block party, and a little lady came up to me and she said, you know, Councilman, I met former Sergeant da-da-da-da, and I gave him a plate of cookies that I cooked. I live down the street. And what did he do? He drew a painting and gave it to me. So I saw the locking together of returnees and the community. Every year now we have a block party, and everybody's together, everybody's committed to each other. Because anyone who puts themselves in harm's way should be gold-platedly received back and given all the support you can conceivably give to some young man or woman who put themselves in harm's way. Last week I went to the USO, the Bob Hope thing over at LAX, and you might not know this, but at LAX we processed 400,000 young men and women every year that are going to Iraq and Afghanistan. In fact, I served a meal and gave a speech. There were 400 young men and women. And I said, look at each other. These will become your best friends for the rest of your life. And they looked at each other and I said, and they'll watch your back. And when you come back to this great country, we're here for you. And they got on the plane and they went. Every day we're processing 400 people from everywhere through LAX. So at this point, I just want one moment of silence for all the veterans throughout our great country who have passed on and have given their lives to this great country. We will never forget our veterans. The post that I'm a member of is post 283, and when we decided that we needed a Fisher House here on this VA property, I had just been elected to this position. I went to Washington. I met with the head of Veterans Affairs, and I signed an official letter saying we want a Fisher House on our VA campus. This post, 283, wrote a check for $2,150,000. The local community raised money, and we opened that Fisher House last year. We have 21 suites right down the street there for family members visiting the returnees who are in that hospital. So we are here to celebrate each other. Us veterans are here to remember the fact that together we kept this country going and we kept it strong. And right now our nation and the rest of the world are suffering through some incredible issues. And what I say is, thank God we're Americans, because we can express ourselves in public, we can let people share it, and my hope is that 2012, all of the energy of the occupation is moved into the political process. And we elect people to Washington who care about veterans, who care about seniors, who care about kids, who believe in the American dream, that we're all connected. So let's make that democracy work by engaging them into the political process. We're not like these third world countries where they have no structure for democracy. We have a structure here. So it's up to us to make that structure work and tell those young people that you see them. Not only are you with them, but you'll help them engage in the political process. Because America is a great nation, and we need to keep it that way, and we can't afford to lose our middle class, okay? All right, now I'm gonna honor some people. Come on up. I need, who's got the certs? There you are. Who's the first one? David Binkel, American Culinary Federation. On behalf, where are you? Come on over here, David. On behalf of the City of Los Angeles, we thank you for your unwavering support, dedication, and referrals in honoring our veterans and active duty servicemen and women for their 19th annual Veterans Holiday Celebration. It's an honor for me to give it to the General to hand it to you. Bless you. The next one is to Sally Kellerman. Come on, Sally. Yes. You're a superstar, Sally. You're a superstar on many levels. The fact that you're here today makes you the brightest superstar around. Thank you. And here we say, on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, we thank you for your unwavering support, dedication, and referrals in honoring our veterans and active duty servicemen and women for the 19th annual Veterans Holiday Celebration.
Well, it's not hard to do. I'm very proud to be here with you all. I certainly don't need deserve a certificate, but I feel the same as everyone has been talking about you all, and my God, what would we do without you? And I was always so sorry. I know nobody asked me to speak.
That's okay.
I was always so sorry that during the Vietnam experience that somehow the confusion that we weren't all for the soldiers and the sailors and the Marines, but the service men and women. It was such a confused time, but anyway, I'm proud to be here and see you all. Bye.
God bless you for that.